How's it going, guys? It has been a very long time since I've spoken to y'all. Just like to open things up with a thank you. All of you have been very supportive and gracious, for the most part, in the comment section of my other videos. Mostly the Skyrim video, but I have seen the comments on the Outer Worlds Coming Soon video and a few other videos. I guess this will kind of be an update video and an explanation of what's been going on. Just before we get too far into things, this is my first solo win in Warzone that I got today as of recording this audio. This was also my first game of the day after I got off work, so I'm sorry that the gameplay looks like I'm a complete noob. Not only am I a noob, but this was my warm-up game, so I'm very surprised I won. But into the meat and potatoes, if you will. I have been a very busy boy with a very complicated life, and it's been taxing and exhausting. But I guess we'll start with Outer Worlds. Where is the Outer Worlds? It is boring, is what it is. I had a lot of life stuff going on, and I love the Outer Worlds. Like, the gameplay is fun, the story is good, but I would record all of these clips, and then I would watch them back, and I'd be like, well, this is lame. This is like the most boring shit in the world. Like, why the fuck would anyone want to watch this? So it's just, I'm sure y'all would watch it, and some of y'all would enjoy it just because it's me making the video, but I just wasn't happy with it, so I never finished making a video. But on top of not being satisfied with any of the gameplay that I had, I had, how many cars? I had 2 cars die on me, and I bought 3 cars. So between the Outer Worlds Coming Soon and today, I have bought 3 cars. All used cars, none of them from dealerships, paid cash for all of them. Which is, that's an accomplishment. Like, that's, not everybody can do that. But it's not something I want to do. It's not something I'm proud of having to do. Just as like kind of a quick rundown, shortly after I made that video of the Outer Worlds Coming Soon, the only vehicle that my family had at the time, which was a Dodge Caravan, it just died on us. We were going through a roundabout, it stalled and would not crank back up. A red dot came on the dash. The best Google could tell me is that it was the security system locking the car out due to low voltage or not having a chipped key. But I'm not a mechanic. My father, who knows a lot more about vehicles than I do, didn't know anything about that system. It was not something he was experienced with, so we really had no idea how to fix that van. So we ended up just letting it sit for a while, deciding whether to look into fixing it or scrap it or what. But in between deciding what to do with that, I had to call out of work that day because that van died on us while I was on my way to work. So I had to call out of work that day, and then I lined up a ride with my uncle and my ex's mom. Me and my ex's mom get along great. It was just me and my ex didn't get along. So, lined up a ride for a couple weeks. During that time, I was looking for a new car. Ended up buying a Pontiac Grand Am, which was a rusted out piece of shit, but it was the only thing really in my price range that ran. I had 1,000 even to buy a car with, so I made do. I bought the thing that ran, and that just happened to be that rusted out piece of junk. But it lasted long enough. I was able to save up for a few months, several months. So this has been all very long periods of time. I ended up buying it was an '04 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and And a couple weeks after I bought that Jeep, the Pontiac finally died. It had all kinds of problems. It was not worth fixing when it finally gave out. The ignition fucked up and the key broke off in the ignition. That's a story in and of itself. But that car was junk. We scrapped it. We scrapped the van at this point as well. We scrapped the Pontiac and the Caravan. And then I saved up for a while more. The only vehicle we had was the Jeep. But I continued to save up, and I recently purchased myself a 2006 Saturn Ion, which is now my daily driver. So, my dad has a vehicle, he has the Jeep, and I have the Saturn. Just to give you a little bit of backstory about myself, when I filed my taxes last year, I did file as head of household. I do pay I'm not going to say the majority, but I do pay a good chunk of the bills. Me and my grandfather pay the bills. So, my father's not on disability. He's working on that. He's got a lot of medical issues that are unresolved. It's not something I really want to talk about, but it's just, I figured I'd mention it. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, I have my own car. My dad has a car that he can drive. We're doing a lot better. But just between work and personal life and just not being happy with the footage I was getting for the Outer Worlds, I just never made that Outer Worlds video, and just never had the time or motivation to make any other kind of video. So that begs the question, why am I making one now? And well, it's because I finally I used to have my off days back to back. I used to be off on Thursdays and Fridays, but just due to the COVID, just making my job just super busy all the time, and me being one of the best guys there, I don't get my off days back to back anymore. They're separated. I'm off one day at a time, kind of just every few days I'm off. So I'm off 2 days a week, but it's spread out across the week, which is annoying and exhausting. But I finally asked him for my old off days back, and he basically told me no. He said he'd look at the schedule and get back to me, and that was the last time I saw him that day, and then he was off, I guess. I didn't see him for a couple days. But he did give me my 2 off days for this week. I don't have them next week, but this week I'm off for 2 days. So I'm going to use that to work on my car. It needs some work done to it. It needs radiator flushed, and need to check the transmission out, make sure it's got the proper amount of fluid in it, and just routine maintenance kind of stuff. To do an oil change as well. But yeah, I lose my train of thought really easily. I'm sorry. I don't remember where I was trying to go. But yeah, just as another little note thing that's happened, I did not have my license this entire time. I had my learner's permit, but like a week after I bought my Saturn, I did my driver's test. I had scheduled it because the DMV's packed. I scheduled it long before I had even thought about buying a car for myself. I was already planning on getting my license. I was just waiting for my scheduled appointment to come up, because I had to wait like a month and a half for my appointment to actually, be on that day. But it just so happened to work out that I got my license a week after I bought myself a car, which was very nice. But yeah, so I'm doing a lot better overall. Everything's doing a lot better, but still very busy, so I don't have a lot of time to make videos. But I will try to put out at least one more video while I'm off for 2 days. I don't want to guarantee anything though, but I do want to thank all of y'all again for the support and positivity overall on the videos. I really appreciate it. It brightens up my day. So, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the comment section. And I will see you when I see you. Thank you.